Welcome to the kingdom.
I think the last thing that a lot of people are trying to figure out how to be a Christian in today's world is when it comes to finding a mate.
Finding a mate. My.
Yes,
Trying to find him a boo?
No,
not a
gotta
boo,
find
right?
him,
Not a boo, right?
Yeah, gotta find him a mate. Gotta find you something serious. You
Not
know?
a boo, right?
No.
We get in trouble because too many done found boos. That's the problem right there.
They got you boo-hooing too.
They boo-hooing because they found a boo, right?
Yeah, bugaboo at that.
Yeah. They found a boo and been boo-hooing. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So definitely, like when it comes to finding a mate, the one thing that I always tell people, there's three key things that you want to make sure that you have in mind when it comes to finding a mate in this Christian walk. One is you need to find somebody who loves Christ and is for Christ and has the same desire of Christ like you do.
Same commitment. Have the same level of commitment.
Equally yoked. Because you don't want to be in a situation where, but she fine.
Yeah.
Or he handsome, or they got a little bit of money, or they got X, Y, and Z going on. They and they look like they established. Like but what profit a man the whole world just to lose his soul?
Yeah.
So you got to understand, just because of what the outer is, if what's inside isn't what how you got inside, it ain't gonna work.
Because having things won't make a couple happy.
Nope.
Is that fair to say? I remember. I can't remember. It was some biographic something about people's lives, and this one lady was saying. This lady was telling her, I could imagine how happy you are. You live in this big house. You got these cars. You got this jewelry. You wear this designer, and the lady was just sitting at her, sitting there looking at her, and the lady who had all these things says, "Yep, I'm in this big old house by myself, miserable."
That part right there.
Because their spouse was not on point spiritually. She said, I got the house. I got the jewelry. I got this. I got that. But I'm in this big old house. And one lady said, this mansion has become a nightmare.
Yeah. So you want to find somebody that's like, cares about Christ the same way you do. Because, see, the thing is, when you have somebody like that love piece that we was talking about earlier, it plays a whole role when it comes to going forth in our marriage, because marriage is a journey.
Yeah.
It is a journey.
It is.
It is not no honey meter run and nothing like that. We're talking about a marathon, like the Boston Marathon. No, it's longer than that.
It's longer than the Boston.
I mean, so from one person young in marriage, and I know you and my godmother been married for going on 40 years now. So definitely want to clap that up because people don't understand. Even in the body of Christ, like divorce is at an all-time high, and I believe. One of the sources, not all of it, but one of the sources is when you're not equally yoked. When y'all don't have that same desire for Christ in the same manner that y'all ought to, it's going to reflect.
That's good, man.
It's going to reflect. And I think that's what me and my wife learned in our early stages is, for God we live, for God we move, for God we do all things. Because if he's not that center, that third string, that third core, we're not... We're limited, and so I look at the men in my life that I see, a lot of the men in my life that are mentors, a lot of them been married for 25, 30, 40 plus years. And I understand that it took them being equally yoked with their mate, and going forth. But the second thing, I think that...
Could I say something real quick, Godson? As he says that, because we can't make light of this point here, because this is key. It's got to be a relationship with God and all that. And here's the thing with that. They got to be willing to continue to work on their relationship with God. Because you can marry them and they're at one place. And as y'all go together, they begin to drop off.
Oh, the decline? Ooh,
right. Yeah, you know what I mean? They can begin to drop off.
That's good. That's good.
The other thing that we're teaching how's your love life at the kingdom, and we're talking about how's your love life with your spouse, your church, etc. But what I liked about Jacob was Jacob told his uncle Laban, "I will work 7 years for Rachel, right?" Then he played a trick on him. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, but you got to work 7 more years." But here's the principle, and I haven't taught it to the kingdom yet, but they'll get it first. Anybody that's not willing to put their work in with him and with you may not be worth having.
That's facts. That's facts.
Anybody that's not willing to put their work in, and in that direction, if they're not willing to work on their relationship here and their relationship with you, ain't worth having.
I can't say it no better than that, because that's facts. If you want to know how to have a marriage, that right there is the key. That right there is the key.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what I learned.
Yes,
and I'm telling you, like, you want to have that, you know.